Welcome. It's another fabulous Monday on Your View. I am Mariah Afolabi Brown as always. I have my co-host here. Hi, ladies.
Amazing morning.
How was your weekend?
The weekend
was
good.
How was your weekend?
very,
Any highlights?
very restful. Highlights of my weekend was being able to sleep for many hours.
For the first time in a long time.
And the rains came down. And Jumoke was a good
sleeping.
girl.
Perfect for sleeping.
Yes, sir. But we thank God for the opportunity to sleep. While, some people were wading through floods,
Right.
across Lagos and other
Goodness.
states in the country.
I was feeling bad for those on the island.
Yeah,
Pele,
I saw lots of videos, even the mainland, Okokomaiko and all of those places. But it is well, Sha. We know that something will be done in Lagos
some point.
very soon.
Mariam, what's your weekend like?
My weekend was good. I remember on Friday I told you
Yeah.
about my MC, my hosting
Saw the
gig.
That's true. How was it?
It was good. It was good. Yeah.
She looked like a supermodel.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank
she always look like a
you.
small dog.
Thank you. It was good. You see, the young girls. I'm just so happy for the sort of girls that were bringing up,
Okay.
confident, smart. I just hope that they come and
continue.
change the world.
They
you know,
continue.
and our country.
I know.
And then when they get married, somebody doesn't say to them, go and sit in the kitchen.
I'm telling you,
saying.
the other room.
These girls have ambition in their eyes. They want to do stuff. These girls
Right.
are different.
They have ambition till
Till
they get married.
We'll see.
That's why I say that your ambition. Pursue it, achieve it, then get married. So you feel too bad. How are you doing, madam?
So those of us that started pursuing our own after marriage.
That was your period. These days, you better find something to do.
Okay.
How are you doing, Abel? How was your weekend?
My weekend was amazing. I was home, cooking, resting, bonding with the kids,
Oh,
and
nice.
reading. I'm doing a course, so I had lots and lots to read. So I was busy at home.
That's nice.
Close to
I
my
was home
bed.
too this weekend, and in fact, one of my brother was telling me that, listen, I think you stay home more often because I cooked. I did my children's hair. I really, if I would be a fantastic housewife. My husband was considered this matter, honestly, because I actually enjoyed staying at home and just making sure the house was all right, the kids are there. They bring up, Mommy, please, I don't want to go to the salon. Please do my hair. I'm like, oh, sure, sit down, we'll do it. So I really enjoyed it. It was fun. But I have to give a shout out to my landlord. I think I have the best landlord in Nigeria. The guy, Mr.
What, he doesn't collect rent?
No, he does.
Oh, okay.
Amos Adeyeye. I must give out a shout out. That man, he's so efficient. I've never seen a landlord so efficient. If you have an issue within 24 hours, send somebody, they fix it. It's handled. The major issues in the house. Landlords should really take a cue from my landlord. He's an amazing man, and I just have to give a shout out to him.
Okay.
Mr. Amos Adeyeye. Yes.
We're going to talk
learning.
about
Thank you.
your hair. If I do not,
Oh, the
then
hair.
I will not be Jumoke. So eventually, after many months, and many months actually,
Yes, since last
of
year.
carrying dreadlocks, Mariah unveils a
Gang, 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 gang,
dreadlock.
gang.
They herself, I think Tokwe all started this campaign, this going
Natural hair.
So everybody, gradually the whole of TVC guys are getting natural.
Natural.
I cut my hair. It wasn't full enough. It was too light.
Yeah.
So I had issues with it. I just kept working on it, and I just left it there. I just used to wear my wigs. But somebody now told me over the weekend, just go and twist this hair. Just lock this hair. So I finally went to a salon in
looks
Magodo.
really
Looks
nice.
good, yeah.
Hopefully,
So
probably I might try to
African.
continue carrying this week. Maybe next week I'll go back to my wig, but I'll try to carry
It
this
actually
week.
does look good on you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Flaunt your natural hair. And I'm talking to both of you
No, but
also.
I
You know
always
I
flaunt
do.
my natural hair.
Well,
know.
I flaunt braids.
You don't flaunt your natural hair. And I've never seen your hair before.
Very
We've
soon.
known each other since what, January?
Very soon.
I never seen your natural
Very
hair.
soon.
I
Okay,
don't know. Maybe for $1 million, you see it.
let's go on a break now. When we come back, we'll go through what the papers are saying. Stay with us. We'll be right back. So as usual, starting with the Punch, defection, your intervention too late, says Reform APC. Tells Buhari, I will make my intention known soon, says Saraki. Picture here of internet displaced persons here in Plateau State. 2019, PDP calls emergency NEC meeting over coalition. Osun Permanent Secretary's son hangs himself over failed business. Boko Haram ambushes troops again. In Yobe, scores killed. JAM remits 7.8 billion naira to federal government from 2018 UTME. Fayoshe's arrogance caused PDP's defeat in Ekiti, says for Kashamu. Fashola spending the taxpayers' funds on misguided projects, says Discos. Osun PDP, I'll reclaim my ticket from Adekunle, says Ogunbiyi. And State House Budget Office, 306 others, state spent 149 billion naira illegally, says Auditor General. Okay, let's start with the human interest story.
Yeah, we'll talk about the reformed APC in a bit. But Tolulokpe Kolawole, the first son of the late Permanent Secretary, Bureau of General Services in Osun State, Mrs. Olufunke Kolawole, hung himself. Why? Because his farming business wasn't doing well. The business he had inherited from his mom wasn't doing well, and his wife had been complaining for several months. His friend in Ibadan, who is unnamed, had been advising him, don't worry, everything will be fine. The friend had been helping out with finances. But last year, 2017, his mom was abducted on her way to Abuja and was eventually killed. And so I think everything must just have become too much for him, you know, handling
What's even most pathetic about the story is the fact that somebody actually saw him hanging himself. He was standing with the stool, with the rope on his neck. He came in, saw him. I said, so tried to convince him. When he realized he couldn't convince him, he now ran out to go and call neighbors. Residents. Left a man about to kill himself. Ran out to go and call the neighbors, as Yoruba movies will show you. And he did that. By the time he came back, the guy had pushed the stool and he was dead.
What should he have done? Hung on to him?
No, try to remove the rope. Do something.
How do you get there?
How do you get there?
Stand on the stool. You remove the rope and start screaming.
I mean,
how do you? So you leave
what we see
in the movies,
Hollywood is to hold on to him so that even though he pushes the chair away, the rope isn't hanging.
What I saw in Hollywood is that run around the place, so the man has committed the thing. Anyway, let's move on.
But what he should have done was actually hold on to him and start screaming for help. But may the soul of Tolulokpe Kolawole rest in peace.
Let's move on now to The Nation. APC, PDP in war of words over Saraki and Dogara. Obstacles to state police by senator. MPC to protect capital inflow, keep rates. JAM remits 7.8 billion naira exam surplus to government. Ogunbiyi rejects Osun PDP primary result. And NPO stakeholders reject press council bill. You have the JAM story?
The JAM story, yes. They have remitted 7.8 billion revenue that they made from the UTME to the federal government. The federal government gave them back 2 billion for their projects. Yeah, to handle their projects. So they said, according to their story, that they have 5.2 remaining with the government. And they are still making more money to remit back to...
Okay. What I even read was about a surplus. It's actually a surplus. And you have to give credit to I think it's Dr. Emmanuel Ndukwe.
Lots of people are actually asking that in the next government, he should be made the Minister of Education. But there's another side to it, which is that is JAM supposed to be a money-making agency?
They're not supposed to be, and I think it was specified in the article.
So it's not for us to be generating funds. So if we're generating so much money, let's throw back some of it back to the examination and make it cheaper for people to afford.
That's why they called it surplus, I believe. Moving on now to Vanguard. Presidency APC moved to break reformed APC's ranks. 4 SARS operatives dismissed over kidnapping extortion of 7 million naira. Governor Wike's 3rd year anniversary, golden era for Rivers State, right? FG's 2016 financial statement full of undisclosed, unremitted revenue, says Auditor General. And new media bill draconian, unconstitutional, anti-people and anti-free speech. The 4 SARS operatives, who has that story?
I have the story. So 4 policemen, sergeants, Adeoye, Adekunle, Adeniro, Adebowale, Agbi, Lucky, and Odige Hehosa have been dismissed from the police force and are being charged with armed robbery, kidnapping, intimidation, and threatening violence. They had stormed into this man's house, Chukwudi Godwin Odionye, also known as Bishop, and they arrested him for fake miracles. They took him out of his home, and then they took him to a hotel and asked him to transfer a sum of 7 million. They took him, transfer 7 million to their account.
Or they'll kill him.
Or they'll kill him. And so the man made a petition, and investigations were done and police found them guilty, that they did not even have any warrants, first of all, to take out the arrest that they did. So
that's good news, because I know
they were dismissed.
Right.
Yes.
So we don't know. Are they not supposed to be prosecuted?
Yes,
But the good thing is
that was very, very happy to throw this all over.
Yes.
Yeah. May we say well done, even if it is 1%. May we just clap for them. That,
let's not assume it's 1%. Let's just say that at least
let's see what they're doing.
I said even though, because this is the first one in many. I've seen hundreds of videos. This is the first time I'm hearing.
Somebody can actually tell you to now list out the 100 for the 1 by 1 to 100. And if you don't hit 100,
I actually have the video.
Okay, all right. But the point,
they are working. We are saying, let them continue.
The point we want to make is that at least we're seeing some kind of progress, and we hope to see more. Because it's one thing to celebrate. We don't want to celebrate because they're doing their job. You're supposed to actually arrest these bad eggs in the force. Moving on now to New Telegraph. PDP signed MOU with reformed APC. Galadima mocks Oshomole in Kwakonso's house. Baraje, Reform PDP say we don't want APC's juicy offer again. Saraki Dogara National Assembly members may defect on Thursday, and a whole bunch of others. PDP can't survive without rigging, says Oshomole. Media stakeholders, press council bill obnoxious, draconian, and anti-press freedom. I think that's pretty much sums up exactly what they were saying concerning that bill. And they're trying to get the Senate to not to pass that.
To be thrown out.
I think let's move on.
I'll talk about that bill in, I think, Guardian if we reach there. But I wanted to talk about the PDP APC impasse. And it was really funny with Buba Galadima laughing at Oshomole. You know, Oshomole had said that reformed APC was that, you know, we're not going to lose any sleep. But eventually he lost some sleep because he went to Galadima's house at 2 a.m., you know, trying to say, oh, God, let's talk. You know, and those ones are like, okay, now we hold the aces. We're going to decide, especially the Saraki group, that just give us a few days. We'll decide where we want to fall, you know, maybe APC or PDP.
May we remind these people, APC,
we actually
PDP,
decide.
It's our decision, not your decision. Really, all these are that because I think they're just like gradually getting more exposed to these things. We like have all the 2 a.m. meetings you want. We are the ones that will decide who's going to be next president in this country. Moving on now to Nigerian Tribune. Defection, Buhari's intervention too late, says reformed APC. Lagos removes over 2,000 trailers from roads after 72-hour operation. Again, JAM remits 7.8 billion naira to federal government. Confucius suspicion, trail new national carrier. And PDP chairman shot dead in Lagos, 5 arrested. I'm happy about this 2,000 trailers, but I'm waiting for Nima to come on to let us know exactly the status because she passes that route every day. So she's the only one that can give me an accurate report. But we know there was a paper last week that there were about 12,000 trucks. So if 2,000 have been removed, hopefully,
but I can tell you that the ones where I stay, the Western Avenue ones, they are gone this morning.
Oh, fantastic.
So
and I hear that they're going to extend it to 48 hours extra to get more trucks out of the way.
While
so
we're doing this, we have ports in Delta,
Sapele,
in Warri, in Port Harcourt, in Calabar. Let's work on those ones. They say that they say that they're not deep sea, meaning that the large ships cannot berth on those ports. But what we can do is have them on the territorial waters and have smaller ships go bring in the load from there. At least, maybe let the small ships go to those sides and then the big ones
we'll get in some experts to help us enlighten us on exactly what are the options, because we can't continue like this. It's one thing to clear the trucks, another thing to actually ensure it doesn't happen again. So we'll talk about that. Let's what's other story? Oh, the PDP chairman that was shot dead in Etiosa, the Apapa local government PDP chairman, actually was they're having a meeting, but I'm happy that the Lagos State the CP is on it and they're trying to see they can investigate and get the culprits to that.
Nigeria.
Really sad. Moving on now to Daily Sun. Army kills scores of Boko Haram terrorists in Yobe. Oshodi Apapa Expressway still blocked. The AUGF, how FIRS DPR were overpaid. 837 billion naira revenue collection. NPO, BON, media stakeholders reject press council bill. And NEMA issues flood alert on Anambra.
May I talk about the Press Council bill immediately? So the president of the Newspapers Proprietors Association, Onduka Obiagbena, is saying that the Press Council Bill 2018 is draconian and unconstitutional. And they're saying that the National Assembly should not even allow it to go through first reading. They should throw it out immediately because it's against freedom of speech. You know, and that's why is this government trying to curb, stifle the press, gag the press, that's the word. Because just over the weekend, the Minister of Information was saying to Nigerians in the diaspora that they should stop listening to social media for news on Nigeria. And we're like, it's the same social media all of you have handles on, and that's how you got into government. Sir, what are you really afraid of?
Yeah, but I would really like to know the content of this bill, because they're going about it. It criminalizes journalism, so I wonder what exactly they're written down.
Anyway, we have to move on. Unfortunately, that's all we can take on Front Page Review. When we come back, what's the hullabaloo about this Nigeria Air launch? Everybody's talking about it. What are your views on it? We'll talk about it later. And later, we're going to discuss with the councillor to know exactly what their roles are in this government. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So after 15 years of operating without the country's own branded airline, the federal government recently unveiled the branding and of a new national carrier, Nigeria Air, built to be launched by the end of this year. However, this is met with lots of mixed reactions from Nigerians. We'd like to hear your views on this. Join us on 070-806-68014. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets. I think this entire Nigeria Air episode is a reflection of how we manage information, how Nigeria does, how we do things generally, because there have been different angles. And when I went back to the article, what I understood was, listen, we're not launching anything. We're actually here to market ourselves at the event. We're not here to launch that Nigeria Air. I mean, from my own understanding. Wow. That's my own interpretation, unless somebody else can tell me something else. What I read is totally different, but it goes back to the mismanagement of information. First of all, let me hear your views before I come to my own views on this whole launch. But go ahead.
According to the article, it was actually a launch. They came out to say that it was marketing, but then everything that happened at that Farnborough, right, was a launch. And the Association of Nigerian Aviation Professionals, ANAP, have their concern, saying that how can you come out and launch when there is nothing on ground? We do not even have a base. We don't know if it's going to be in Kano or Abuja or Lagos, and you're coming out to launch. We also we don't know the type of aircraft. We don't know if we're going to manufacture the aircraft, we're going to produce it, if it's going to be ready or available. And you are saying that you are budgeting about 300 million for this aircraft. From where? Is it in the 2018 budget? Is the National Assembly saying anything about this? So these are some of the questions that people are asking, that you don't just come out and do things haphazardly. Remember that the past workers of the Nigerian
Nigerian
Airways, they have not been paid. The capital that was calculated for them to be paid was about 45 billion naira. That has not been paid. Those people lost their jobs, and you're coming out to launch out another one that will cost you 300 million. So people are just having
let me let Mara come before I respond. Go ahead, please.
Okay, I have lots of questions. I actually came here hoping that I'll get answers today, because yes, it's a good thing to have a national carrier for the branding and for the fact that, you know, it's good PR for you. It gives you a sense of pride when you do see that. But then, should it be private sector driven? This is now just assuming that we really do have everything in place. Should it be private sector driven? I don't know. If it's a national carrier, why should it be 95% owned by the private sector?
Because they've had it in the past.
I understand private. I understand if it was government owned and privately run. That's different. But if you're saying you're owning only 5%.
Okay, remember we had a government privately run by Richard Branson at some point, and I think they're trying to learn from their mistake, but this is what I read from the article I read. It says here that, according to the minister, the unveiling of the airline at the International Air Show in London was born out of the fact that being the largest congregation of global market aviation industry players, the event affords the best opportunity to market the airline to prospective investors and register it in the minds of stakeholders. What my own understanding, they went there to launch that this is our brand. We are only going to they're only going to own 5%. investors, we are here available for business. We want you to bring in your investment. So they wouldn't have Abuja, the landing site, with the aviation. Right now, they're looking for investors right now.
Okay, so I understand that. I understand to market it, but you're already giving us figures. You're giving us 4 planes. You already have 4 planes. You already have 325 million or so that you've invested. You're talking of investors. You're already talking of monies put aside, planes that you have. So that means there are investors, but we don't know who these investors are.
I'm not sure it's our money.
Right.
Okay.
They also wouldn't be giving us dates. You can't be telling us that we're going to start in December if you don't already have people who are going to have 95% of that of the airline. Let me quickly go to history. Nigerian Airways, 1971 to 2003, 32 years of operation. Why he went aground was mismanagement. They're owing 60 billion. The old staff of Nigerian Airways that the president has asked that they should be paid off their pensions haven't been paid. Yes. Now, we went into coalition, if you must say, partnership with Virgin. Virgin, and we did Virgin Nigeria. Richard Branson said that the Nigerian government are like mafiosos based on the corruption 2014 to 2004 to 2008. Then we went into partnership again with Air Nigeria from 2010 to 2012. Before he took off, he died. So as the Nigerian government learned from his mistakes,
I think they have.
Said yes.
I don't think it's fair.
So they said yes. And that's why they want 95% of it to be run by private investment. With $300 million, now 1.08 billion naira. It means that that airline is going to cost 2.16 trillion naira. In terms of priorities, is this airline just so that we have a national pride? Let me tell you what I think it is. You see, June 12 was announced on June 5th, right? And I think it was a bait. And they saw our reaction and they went ahead June 12 to go and do the award. This is another bait because we do not have a website. Hold on, may I finish? We do not have a website. The logo was done by a PR company from 6 in Bahrain, not a Nigerian company. I've seen Nigerian individuals who have done logos. The logos are finer than what Bahrain. And we don't have a website. A Nigerian has... Not a Nigerian. Somebody has registered all the domain names that you can get. Nigeria, and he's asking for 48 million for you to even have. So an airline without a domain or even a website or anything. So what exactly were they launching? Launching just the logo? Because Obiajulu said.
Okay, point taken, Jumoke. I mean, it's good that you've given us all the history and all that. But you see, let us not mix the information the government was trying to put out there. I don't think the points you're making are wrong. I think what the government is trying to do specifically is just to let us know, get international investors in this project. Not so much of launching. I have not read anywhere where the government said, I have put in X amount of $1 million into this project yet. They're saying the amount that is required. Nowhere are they saying that they have a budget for this amount. Yes.
Is it an idea they're marketing, or is there something on ground? What are they doing at Farnborough? What are they selling to people?
Let me take this call then. Morning, are you there? Thanks for calling. Sorry for keeping you.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, this is a very good initiative, and I'm really, really happy you are bringing this to the forefront. Now, this issue of the new national carrier, it's a good initiative. At least for a very long time, we've been crying about this. Now, Obiajulu made a very, I hope I pronounced the name well.
You tried.
Made a very good point about the old Nigeria Airways workers, which my dad is actually one of them.
Whoa.
And for a very long time, they've been owing them. And if you see these old men, they will tell them, come for verification today, come for verification. They've been coming for the verification for the past 15 years. Old men. And if you see what they subject them to. So this is one of the other areas they need to take care of.
Thank you very much for bringing this up point, Richard. I think there are two different issues, and I think that's why this is going to be a PPP project, where it's a privately owned project. So those Nigerian government is owing, it's a totally different ballgame, where I'm sure they'll have to find a way to resolve those issues. But I think the point I want us to understand here is that we cannot exhaust the conversation on Nigeria Air. So we're going to have to bring in an expert somebody from the Ministry of Aviation to help us understand the reasons behind this launch, especially in the UK, and exactly what the next steps are. So we're going to have, I think we're going to try to get the minister maybe sometime this week to clarify this issues. We wanted to hear your views on it. Just a general thought. Do we have any tweets on this, Jumoke?
Charles says, the prospective private investors will rake in millions of dollars for using our facilities and brand and fly our flag. Yet what comes to us as a country? A paltry 5% of all the raking. That for me is not a deft business sense in its ramifications. Oya Dikpe Peace says, this government should be held accountable. Why would they even launch it in London and the logo being designed by a company in Bahrain? This government is a fraud.
Okay, unfortunately, we can't take any more on this side, so we have to move on. As I said, we can't exhaust the conversation because it's trending on Twitter, on Facebook, everybody's talking about it. But we'd like to hear the experts' views on this so that we are really clear on the way forward in Nigeria. We're going to go on a break now. When we come back, we'll have the councillor to explain to us exactly the roles of councillorship in Nigeria. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So a lot of citizens don't understand the job description of a councillor. Report has it that most people see councillors as someone that should pay their house rents, children's school fees, etc. They also see them as someone who should give them money per second whenever they need it.
Yes.
So we ask, what really is the role and the reason why they're voted into office? Joining us on the show is the Deputy Chairman, Lagos State Councillors Forum, Honorable Remi Shitu Aremi. Welcome to the show, sir.
Welcome, sir.
You can give us your call on 070-8066-8014. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets. All right. We know we have local government chairmen, and we now know we have councillors. Now, when I was reading about councillors, what I read was that they're supposed to create laws in the community for local government. I wonder which laws again? I thought we are being governed by the state laws already. So, tell us in a nutshell the role of councillors in Lagos State.
Okay. Good morning, Lagos.
Good morning.
I think I'm speaking loud enough.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I think the first thing we need to do is to clearly define who a councillor is. But then you're going to permit me to say a very big thank you to Lagosians. Yesterday makes it 1 year when we voted into office.
Congratulations to you. That's not why you're here, sir. Please go straight to the point. You're talking like a politician. Please go ahead.
Well, just to thank them, at least for coming out in the rain, and on behalf of all the councillors and the chairman and vice, to say thank you, Lagosians. Now, a councillor, by definition, is a member of the council. That is, a council is a committee of people that have been elected into office to make laws. Now, we're talking of local government now. We call it bylaws. Now, talking of bylaws and the councillors, for instance, there are so many misconceptions even about what a council is. Remember my definition. I said the councillor is a member of the council. And so, therefore, it's not everybody that can go to the council. We hear it, everybody say, I'm going to the council. Even President Muhammadu Buhari cannot come to the council because he's not a member of the council.
Right.
He has to come invited.
So what's the council? What's the council?
I just told you. The council is a committee, or yes, a committee of people that have been elected into office to make laws. So if anybody is going to come to the council, other than those that were duly elected, it has to be on invitation, or you are come to sit as an observer.
Okay, so, sir, these laws you're talking about,
Bylaws.
The bylaws, do we get, the citizens of that area, do we get to see these laws? How are these laws being implemented? Because we really do not believe that the councillors are doing anything at all. And that's why people harass them for money. Because, we don't even know the councillors for our local governments. We don't see them. They don't relate to the grassroots. They don't relate to their people. So how do you, these laws that you make, how do we see the laws? How do you make sure that it's being carried out in the community?
Thank you very much. Now, talking about the bylaws, there are about 3 stages to get the bylaws, enacted. The first thing you're going to do is we call it first reading. When the sponsor of the bill reads at the floor of the House.
Who can sponsor a bill?
Which house? Where? Which house again?
Okay, so now let me
We have
understand.
chambers where
Okay,
we meet.
So the council,
we meet.
So the council in the local government is like the state House of Assembly.
Yes.
So that's what I was asking. So
Yes.
you people sit.
We sit
and you
and
talk
the
about this
bylaws.
law.
yes, and I happen.
Is that not rapid? Because
No,
I
no,
don't get it.
it's not, because there are issues that are
Concerning
exclusively
each,
reserved for only
community.
local government.
Yeah.
But
Talking
hang in
about
there.
talking
But
about primary healthcare, primary education,
Okay.
you know, these roads, parking and all that. You know, you can't. That
But
is
do
taken
you
away from
really
the.
do these things? Because when it comes to primary healthcare and primary roads, we still go to the state governments.
Or
So,
CDAs.
so does the council actually do anything? For instance, you were just elected a year ago. The state governor has been in office and the House of Assembly has been in office 2 years prior to that. So everything we needed, we went to them. So what really are your roles then?
Thank you very much. Now, you know, we're trying to separate what the local government can do and what the state can do. And then that is one of the challenges we are having. The first challenge we are having as a local government is the constitution itself.
Okay.
The constitution of the federal republic. There's nowhere in the world where you peg the number of local governments in a constitution, meaning that there's no room for expansion, no room for development. So I want to appeal to the Senate, the House of
Because it
Reps.
has extra. I mean, you know, remember we went from 26. So I think now we have 57 with the local
57,
LCD
from 20 to 57.
50.
Now we have LCDA. So I mean, my worry is exactly how you guys were constituted. I know initially it was according to STRIA, like the heads of the wards.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
So you have maybe X amount of streets, and it's being headed by a certain councillor.
Yes.
But now it's gotten wider, where you now have little communities, and now you're being headed by a council.
Yes.
My question to you, because we see that the BALEs are a bit more effective, the CDAs, we have community development areas, who all have their small landlords association, and they seem to be a bit more, slightly more effective than the councillor. So how do you relate to those small groups within those various communities?
You know, you asked a question about how bylaws are being made, and I was trying to explain. The first thing we'll do is first reading. You asked if we sit. We sit. I am the leader of my council. Okay. So I like Saraki does, I sit to direct meetings.
Okay.
When we sit,
What do you discuss?
We discuss business of the day.
Who are
bylaw.
those in your... Who do you sit with?
My fellow councillors.
Okay, so me.
We have the deputy leader. I'm the leader of the council. We have the deputy leader,
personally,
the majority leader.
I really
and,
do think that the local government is very important in the governance of people. I feel that is for me, grassroots politics is the most important.
Very, very
because if you're down the street, the person that you're governing or making laws for can walk down to you and tell you, and you are feeling exactly what people are feeling.
That's right.
But we do not seem to feel your impact. What are your challenges? What is stopping you? Is there, apart from, I know that there's a constitution, I know it gives you some power. Why are you unable to do anything with what you already have, what the constitution, the authority that the constitution offers you?
Thank you. And that is where we come into the roles of councillors. Okay. People have a wrong notion about what councillors are. The first thing is that we cannot employ anybody, not even the local government chairman. Every employment is done by the commission in Alausa, that's the Civil Service Commission. And then I'll be posted to whatever local government they want to post to. Again, so people see us as, councillor, I need a job. And they're like, you're not trying to help them. I'm not trying to explain to them.
Is that a challenge?
It's a big challenge, so that they can understand that we can't give anybody jobs. You need to go to Alausa to
So you're saying all you do is make laws, that's all you do?
Apart from that, then we carry out oversight functions.
Okay.
Because we have a local government administrative guideline that guides us that every public fund must be scrupulously applied to the intended purpose, as stated in the budget.
That's local government budget, not your, do you have your own budget?
We have our own budget in the local government, which was being passed.
When it comes from state to local government, then to you.
No,
now it's coming
local
from
government.
federal
We
government.
are local government.
Okay, you are the local government.
Lands with them,
Yes.
and we don't feel it.
So is there anything
For example,
in particular?
let me give you a small community problem. Me and my street is bad. It's like it's incurably bad.
Fine.
So if I have that kind of problem now, I've been trying to write letters to the state government and all that. So should I be coming to you or to whoever the councillor is? This my road is bad.
Area.
Can they fix it, or would they tell me it's a state problem?
No, you come to us.
Okay.
Or you go to your local government.
Okay.
That is what I'm trying to explain. We need to get this in clear. Let me just state this.
Please.
Now, I just stated now that part of our role is to carry out oversight functions
Okay.
on the executive,
Okay.
as stated in the local government administration guideline,
Okay.
that all public funds must be scrupulously applied
Okay.
to the intended purpose, as
Okay.
stated in the budget of the
Okay.
local government.
Okay.
Now, if your road is bad,
Yes.
and you come to the local government,
Yes.
then the local government look at it. If it is what we can carry according to our purse,
Right.
that is why I'm saying that we are begging the National Assembly to remove that caveat of 774 and allow room for expansion.
Why?
And also,
Why?
yes.
What
Why?
have you done
Why?
with the little right now?
Why?
Thank you very much. Now, you stated that in Lagos State now,
Yes.
I'm not even recognized in Abuja.
Yes.
Yeah,
And how
because-
does that
because
affect you?
It does, because the funds come in, it goes straight to Lagos State. Instead of funds to come for 57 local government and LCDAs, only money for only 20 comes.
Okay, so that's what we're saying. With the little you have.
So the funds come in are meager. You can't do much with it.
Okay.
You can't do so. That is why.
What do you do with it right now? You just pay yourselves and that's it.
No, we do one or two roads.
Like-
If the roads are not too long, we can do road. We give bursary to students, widows, aged, yes, primary health care, schools, primary schools, and all that. So we
Okay, let's
we do
go
all
on a
that.
quick break. When we come back, we'll take some phone calls and tweets. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So for the break, I think Obi actually had a question.
Yes.
Go ahead.
You know, there are some roads in the local government areas that is as if the government doesn't look into it, the state doesn't look into it, even the local government don't look into it. And sometimes individuals come out to say, okay, we want to do this road for our people. And then the local government will say, give us the money. What do you have to say in that situation? Because my street, several times a church, a very prominent church in the area had gone to the local government that I want to do this road because of my members. And they said, give us the money. But he is saying if I give them the money, they will not do the road. What do you have to say
May not do it well.
in that situation?
Well, the idea thing is that there's a council engineer.
Okay.
There are specifications. So you're not, it is illegal for any individual other than the local government to do any road.
Okay.
So for that reason, it needs to pass through the right channel so that the
so
government
this
and
was
people
the
are meant to do the
explanation
road.
that they gave to us in my estate. I'm an exco in my association. And for many months this year, our roads in my estate were bad. Eventually, when they came to do it, within 2 days, those potholes started coming out again. So you tell us that it's quality control, but then you come and then you leave holes in a pothole that you're filling. So what's the quality that you're actually, really making noise about? Do you understand what I mean, sir?
How do we ensure that what you're doing is actually of
Good quality.
Okay, now, I mentioned earlier on that the funds coming are very little, but then you
How much
ask that.
exactly? Can you tell us
We're
how
allowed
much
to know.
exactly?
There's no, you can't say, it depends on fact.
Okay.
It depends on fact, it depends on how much is being shared.
Let me take this call. Good morning. Are you there? Thanks for calling.
Yeah, I'm here.
Go ahead, please.
Yeah, good morning, everybody.
Morning.
You see, permit me to say this first. It's quite unfortunate that majority of the councillors, they don't know why they are in the council. Majority of them. Federal government has its own faults. The state government has its own. And even the councillors that are there, majority of them are there because one godfather or what have you asked them to be there. Now, let me quickly tell you this. Do you know that it is the function of local government to handle primary health care, primary schools? I want to tell you, there are some roads that are called local government roads. They are the ones to fix it.
Like my own. Like my own.
Well, I don't know where you stay. Anyway. now, do you know that drainages are to be fixed by the local government. Drainages are to be cleared by the local government. All these things are not done. They don't do it.
Okay. Thank you very much. Yes, Mariam.
Okay, yes, I have a question, but to just quickly you know, from where he says the drainages, and I didn't even know that they're supposed to be cleared by you, the local government.
It is correct.
Okay.
And you have a ward councillor, like you mentioned. So you're supposed to get back to your ward councillor of some of the challenges you are having.
Okay, so let me ask my own.
You don't know them.
We don't know
So
them.
ward councillor is different from you, right?
I'm a ward councillor.
Okay,
By virtue of that, then I
like
became
you. Okay,
yeah,
so
people like
you.
So what we do, that is why we're trying to tell the people that let this don't chase them away from you. Okay. Councillors are not free to work. When you work a little, people are like, you can, if you like carry 100,000, you finish it.
Right.
Everybody wants to collect. They have seen ATM. I said even ATM, money finish from ATM.
Yeah.
You get, so those are the challenges we're having. They see you as so.
The more you work, the more people come to you.
They just
Yes, ma'am.
So
for me, something that's really important to me is education. Okay. And the local government primary schools are, I mean, terrible. The kids are not, it's either they're not even going to school or getting proper teachers. What can you do for people in your area to make sure that people in your council are getting, first of all, that they have proper structure for schools and that the students are getting proper teachers?
Now, for renovation of schools, my own local government, we are carrying out renovations. Okay. And then there's even a bylaw. Right. Any child seen walking around by 8 a.m. Right. will be arrested. Okay. And the parents...
I heard that.
So we have made that bylaw. No, it's not in all local, but in our own, we've made that. Okay. Again. So many things are being put in place to make sure that the primary schools are working, the primary healthcare too are working. We're trying our bit. But the best they can do for the local government is to give them autonomy so they can have more funds to do more things. You see, that
autonomy thing will come later. But first things first, I think what people are worried the fact that, number one, we don't know who you are. We're not feeling your impact. Even the little you are doing. If you make a bit of noise, but you're worried about you're worried about making noise, that once they know you are there, they think you have lots of money and they come to you for other things. So how do you reduce when people come to you for, my father just died, my children just graduated, I need a job, I need house rent. Because I know my brother used to be in that situation. They come to him. How do you manage that situation? What do you do in that kind of situation?
There's a constituency allowance for all those things.
There's none. What we do, you can't come and tell the people after 4 years, after your tenure in office, that you have made so many bylaws. Nigerians don't want to hear that. They want to see lives. Yes, action, lives that you have touched. Personally, from my own salary, I'm carrying out projects. In December, I gave out
salary.
Empowerment. Yes.
Did you say salary?
Yes.
But you have allocation.
No allocation to any councillor.
Okay.
We work basically on only salaries. That's why we're trying to tell the people that we don't have as much money as you think.
Okay. Sir, so now we have senators and House of Rep members that are carrying out constituency projects in their local government areas. And it seems like all of you are supposed to be doing the same thing, but we still do not see anything. The roads are still bad, they're still blocked. Shouldn't we just remove local governments, even though you're supposed to be closest to the communities? Because lots of people believe that you are planted by governors and you're just there to collect salaries and do nothing. So do you, yes.
We're being voted
even in the voting. So do you think that it would be more efficient if, since the money is coming from Abuja, let the National Assembly members be the ones to carry out constituency projects? Since they have more money, they have 200 million per month to work.
They're not even allowed to carry out such projects because they are not executives.
So what's the solution, sir? Solution?
The solution is for them to remove that caveat from the so that there can be room for expansion and give autonomy to local government.
So does autonomy mean cash, mean more money?
Yeah, so that they can get direct allocation
Who executes this constituency projects? You make laws. So who are the people that are in charge of executing?
Executive chairman. Okay, like the executive governor, executive president.
No, he's a councillor. He makes laws.
I'm a councillor too.
Yes.
So,
may I take one tweet at the very least? Martha says, we have to stop this continuous attitude of having it all to myself. I think it's high time the state governors of these respective states sit together and talk. We're having high cases of sudden deaths and mostly attributed to witchcraft. Oh, I'm so sorry. Created Nike says councillors are just tools in the hands of state governors. In most cases, they are handpicked and installed by the governors for political purposes. We can't feel their impact because it's nothing but jobs for the guys. Last one, La Femme says local governments are non-functional. A local government person myself, I provide my borehole, get boys to clear my roads, use generator for my electricity. Tell me, what's my LGA doing for me?
Nothing.
Unfortunately, we have to round up. But I know your key point today is that you need federal allocation. That's
More
what
money
you've sold
and
to us.
autonomy.
More money and
More
autonomy.
money.
Because, you know, like you mentioned now, we have more streets that need to be attended to.
Right.
You can't give what you don't have. And all this thing boils down to money. If, for instance, my local government is going to do a road, most of the streets in my own local government are long. That means you're not going to pay salaries, you're not going to attend to any other thing for the rest of the year.
I live in Magodo here, and I know that MRA, they're extremely very effective. I mean, I can see how organized they are, and I see you have an association
Very
that's
organized.
We have all these landlord-tenant
My
associations.
CDA is even organized.
So that one, we know them. They're
Yes.
diseased. They do elections, we see. But we're now seeing exactly which role you play.
The
It's really clear.
councillors
But
play.
thank you for helping
Very
us clarify
vague. Very vague
today
role.
that they make laws, and they are the ones
Oversight functions.
and
On
they
the
make
executive.
bylaws. And if you have any issues in your community, primary health care,
Find your councillor.
drainage, road,
Yes.
local roads,
So you
find your
councillor.
counselor, hold him, and he will probably hold the local government chairman, who will
and
then
he's
hold the
holding-
state governor, and maybe they'll now hold like that.
Federal government.
Buhari.
That is all we can take on the show. I hope we've learned a few things. Don't forget, Wednesday is our live audience show. Please come early so you can get a seat. And it's the holidays. Please pay attention to where your children are. It's important. Parents just leave the kids at home. Pay attention. Know where they are when you're not in the house.
What they're doing.
Have a fabulous day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.